Hi. Somebody told me off for saying hello the other day on my shows. I like to say hello, but made the point that it starts with the word hell. But the intention's right. Hello, hello. It's Mark Atwood. It's the Mark Atwood Show, and it is Wednesday, 1:10. I've got somebody's ringing me. Right, typical. That's actually Noreen, and the reason I wanted to speak to her is because hang on, I better take this actually. Hi, Noreen. That's okay. I've just started a live show on YouTube. Should we speak later, or do you want to join? Or do you want to join? Or do you want to join the show? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll give you a call later. All right. Thank you. See ya. Bye. Bye. Yeah, that was. I've got to find this clip. There was a great clip the other day of that woman going up to Leo Varadkar and basically saying, "You're a disgrace. There's 11,000 homeless people in Ireland, and you're bringing in 80,000 immigrants that have not been checked." And the police just escorted her off, and she was going, "Look, you're Irish as well, aren't you? Why aren't you cross about this?" And it is quite shocking what's going on. Whole towns are being decimated. Hotels are being packed with men of fighting age. It's not good. So I'm trying to find the clip of where she did this because it was really inspirational. The fighting Irish are not gone. I wonder if it's on here. Just looking at Twitter. Still not quite got the hang of Twitter. Twitter wouldn't let me upload a file today. So maybe the freedom of speech thing, maybe I've broken the algorithm. But there was that's good news. You see, these guys are going to play the Manchester event. Hopefully, it's not 100% confirmed. If you don't know them, oh God. Twitter won't even let me go to BitChute. Unbelievable. Yeah. So I recorded a new version of the Lord's Prayer yesterday and put it on Telegram. I'm going to try and play it for you in a minute. Where is this clip? I'm enjoying Twitter generally. It's I did a phone call with Klaus Schwab the other day. That was quite funny. If you're not subscribed to Telegram, the links should be below this video. That interview I did with Ricardo Bossi was one of my favorite interviews I've ever done, and he's one of the true heroes of the planet, not just Australia. And that's over on Rumble. Do go and watch that if you haven't watched it. It was really amazing. Ricardo, is this the one? Yeah. Yes.
Are you here to meet the homeless people we have in our streets? No? We're not here to meet the homeless people, no? You're an absolute disgrace to this country, do you know that? A disgrace to this country. No t-shirt to any Irish person. I'm sorry, we're not allowed to talk the truth, no?
Thank you very much.
We're not allowed to talk the truth in this country. He's a disgrace. You're not a teacher in this country. You're an absolute disgrace, my man. 11,000 Irish homeless we have in this country. 11,000 Irish homeless. Are you actually standing and protecting this man? Are you protecting him? There's 11,000 people in this country homeless, and he's bringing in 80,000 foreigners unvetted. Come on, what? I'm angry. I'm Irish.
I know.
Are you not angry? Are you not ashamed of that man? Are you not ashamed of him? 11,000 Irish homeless we have. Are you not ashamed? Are you not ashamed? I'm ashamed of you, Leo. I'm fucking ashamed of you. What? What do you mean there's no need? We have 11,000 Irish homeless. No, I won't keep it down. I'm ashamed of that man. I'm fucking ashamed of you. What? I won't swear then, right? I won't swear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for swearing.
Under Section 8 of the Public Order Act to leave the area, right?
Right?
Swearing, right?
I won't swear again, but listen,
Peaceful
you
and orderly
understand I'm
manner. I
angry.
understand what you're saying.
Do you understand I'm angry?
You swore and you
I
shouted.
have children that can't get into school, and he's down here praising them.
The area for swearing.
I won't swear again, but listen, he's down here bringing us school. What's he here for? Tell me what's he here for.
You know me, right?
I know you.
Right. You have to leave the area now, right?
Why? Because I'm speaking the truth.
Because you're swearing.
I'm swearing, right? I just told you I won't
There's
swear
a number
again.
of people around here.
Yeah.
Right?
You're all for show.
No,
He's all for show. Look, I'm sorry, I'm going. It's disgraceful, isn't it? It's disgraceful.
You're pushing her around. You tell him I'm not.
He's not. Look, I'm just being
Don't
angry.
talk to you.
I'm angry. Because you're a germ on this society, Leo. A germ.
Come on. There's no need for that.
There's every need for it. There's 11,000 people homeless in this country. He's bringing in 80,000 unvetted men. 15 Irish women have been killed by foreigners in this country this year. Aisling Murphy going for a run. Why aren't you doing your job? Why aren't you doing?
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, we do need to wake up to this, because this is always the plan. You know, if you have read any of the documents they put out over the last 20, 30 years, it was always the plan to force immigration in, to destroy culture, to create fights. And, it just has. Anyway, that was her on the phone, and hopefully I'm going to get her on the show soon. Before I bring my guest on, who's having a little bit of technical problems, I just want to. I read this thing in the mail yesterday about the Church of England. It's so. I mean, other words for this? I don't know. The Church of England are going to remove references to referring to God as Him. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost is no longer the Father. So I wrote this little ditty for you guys.
Good morning, everybody. Today's service will begin with a new version of a very famous prayer, the Liege's Prayer. Our binary non-specific Zazie, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy pronoun, thy queerdom come, thy will be done, in clown world as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily gluten-free soya bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us, except transphobic haters, and Trump supporters, and capitalist bastards, and climate change deniers, and anti-vaxxers. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from Dr. Evil. For thine is the queerdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Ah, non-binary specific.
I wrote and recorded that in about 5 minutes yesterday. But we're going to keep laughing at them. It is clown world, and whether all this stuff is to wake people, I think it all is actually designed to wake people up. Because I'm an apocalyptimist, but it's still nuts being in this world right now. So I'm going to bring on Leeowen. Hello, Leeowen. Can you hear me? Leeowen? He's having technical problems. Hello, Leeowen. No, he's not. It's not quite working for him. Oh dear. I think there he is. Hello. Can you hear me? You're live on YouTube, Leeowen. Hello. Can you see me? If you Leeowen was one of the first guests I had on this channel 2.5 years ago. Well,
hang on, mate.
He's having problems. Let's see who's in the chat then. I'll go back to the top. Enrich your life now. Hello. First to say hi. Yes. Hi. Cynthia Stewart, Kansas City. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Alison O'Brien. Hi. How are you? Lenora C. Hi. How are you? Heather Wiggle from Canada. Good to see you. Judy Jetson, Ohio. Farkala. Hello. Janice Shaw. How's it going? Malcolm Graney. Hi. Denny Girl. Oregon. Do you know, I think Oregon was my favorite part of America on the last trip. Grants Pass was stunning. Stunning. Thought I was going to get shot there, but I didn't. I had a really warm welcome. It was brilliant. Alison O'Brien, she was brilliant. Yeah. That's what we've got to do. We've got to stand up to them. I mean, the guards here are just the same as the police everywhere else. They're just clowns in fancy dress working for a corporation. And most of them don't realize this. They're not all bad people, but you know, this is like a war on your own country's ground, and you're letting it happen. It's just extraordinary. Denise from South California. Hello. Marie Holcroft, New Zealand. Oh, I'm going to say your name wrong. I know that with 2 D's in Welsh is a th, isn't it? Hedith Phillips from Wales. I love Wales. New Brunswick, Canada. Bonnie, hi. How you doing? Aussie Sue. Good morning. Stu Gradwell. Hello, Stu. How are you? Yeah, the Bozzy interview. If you haven't watched the Bozzy interview, Ricardo, what a guy. Just amazing. Really enjoyed that chat. I'm just going to see if Leeowen is available. Is it working, Leeowen?
I think we're all in, mate. We're all in.
Well done.
No, for some reason, I was doing it off my phone, my mobile phone. It was like having none of it, so it's been silly. So yeah, I've just got on fired up the old workhorse. So how's things? How's things, Mike? What's been going on?
well, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm sorry I've not been in touch. It's just been an insane couple of years. It's insane.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. I mean, I've probably like yourself. I mean, I've seen quite a few of your videos and stuff, and you seem to be the UFO man at the moment. That seems to be the highlights that I keep sort of seeing. Keep bringing them UFOs. In fact, actually, I got myself one of those big laser pens that goes about 50 miles, and so I'm sitting there trying to, mess around and sort of see if I get any kind of interaction out there. So yeah, I've been doing my little bit.
Well, apart from making shows, there's been the whole spiritual journey that goes on off camera, right? And
yeah.
that is been insane, and
yeah.
It's insanely good, and it's insanely tiring and difficult. But somehow, I keep getting up and thank you, Hedith. I'm really pleased I got her name right. Or I don't know. It's Welsh. I'm sorry. I just had flashbacks to Beth Gala, which is a beautiful place in Wales. If you guys have never been to Snowdonia, go up Snowdon if you can. It's one of the best mountains in the world. You ever been up Snowdon?
I haven't. No. I've been to South Wales, I think, a few years ago, but I haven't seen any mountains. I had a friend, my friend Chuck. He used to always threaten me with the idea. He said, "Oh, you should come up and climb some mountains with me." And he's like, Mr. Outdoory person, And I'm like, "Well, I don't know, climbing mountains might be a bit out of my, But yeah, he's sort of spoke to me in the past, trying to get me on these voyages.
Well, I used to be quite a mountainous chap, and I remember going up Snowdon a few times. And one time I was on the ridge, which was really scary. There's a hard rock part up there, and I was on my hands and knees thinking, God, this is a bit hairy. And then 2 80-year-olds just walked straight past me, and I was like, what? And there was another time there was another time I was up there, and I was in all the warm gear, and I was freezing to death, and then a girl in a miniskirt and high heels just walks down past me, and I'm like, what's going on? These Welsh are hard.
You sure she wasn't from like Newcastle or something? Because them up north, they always seem to be made of, I don't know what they're made of, the special stuff, because obviously they don't feel
I know. I've had nights out in Newcastle. I remember they're out in t-shirts in -3. It's amazing.
That was crazy.
So what have you been up to in the last while?
Oh, right. So
I'll just explain. Before you do that.
Yeah.
For people watching that don't remember you or haven't seen you, could you just explain what it is you do? Oh, it's frozen. You're getting interference.
Oh.
You froze. Go on, Leeowen. Make it work. Dead air time. Laura remembers.
Are we back?
Yeah. You back? What's going on?
I think so.
Leeowen's
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So the last time we got on camera was when we were talking about sort of entities, demonics, that kind of thing. I've had, as I say, since then I have had some. I've had some strange ones. I've definitely had some moments where my lovely wife, being my little asks, basically I regress her and ask Source all the kind of bits and pieces of questions, whether it be ascension, all those kind of things, you know. But yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, my personal life, I've had quite a few things going on, but I've been 4 bodies realigned with the goal practically every single morning and night. So, which is, you know, something I've adapted since, you know, watching some of your shows. And yeah, it's been, yeah, I've had some really good information. I had a random message the other day from a lady I helped, and she wanted me to help her grandson, because her grandson had gone off the rails. So I said, yeah, no worries. And I sort of tuned into him and picked up quite a few things. And she said, yeah, you're spot on. And I just readjusted things in his energy field, and apparently he's coming back round and quite quickly as well. So yeah, just doing bits and pieces, you know, here and there. But I've because I've moved house and I've been, you know, doing my house up and a lot of 3D kind of stuff. Yeah, it has been an interesting road. I mean, I'm always looking at information, always trying to keep ahead in it, and I always sort of put little snippets to my wife and kind of feed it into her subconscious and sort of, oh, look at this. This is quite interesting. So not trying to push it on to everybody, but I think I'll get to the point now where it's too in your face not to ignore it, you know, whether it be your Sam Smiths, you know, with your demonic shows, or whether it be, you know, so they're really getting to the point now where they're really clutching at straws, you know, trying to pull in that energy, trying to change things. To be honest, more and more people are massively, as I say, the last 2.5, 3 years, it's been crazy. I mean, I'm finding myself not really attacked demonically, anything like that anymore, really. I seem to be getting left alone. I had what was called an Aurora session, which is like a hypnosis stroke regression session done on me, and I found it quite interesting because I think we've been around for a lot longer than we ever give up for. And I found that what was interesting is that on my part of my what's that?
Have you got an alternative internet source? Because have you got an alternative source of internet?
Is that internet?
Yeah. If you've got 4G or something.
I'm basically, I mean, my internet is pretty good. I mean, I can't say I've had a problem with my internet, to be honest.
Well,
I'll turn my internet off on my phone.
I don't know if you can hear me, but can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Okay. Perfectly.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, we talked a lot when I started the channel about entities, demonic possessions, and all of that stuff, because I was being demonically attacked constantly throughout 2020 and a lot of 21. But I noticed it's changed. The attacks have become different that I've been getting. They've been coming through people mainly, because I when I got back from the States, I had visions of the thousands of faces behind like a glass wall, and they were all screaming at me, but I couldn't hear them, and they couldn't get past the glass wall. And then I got told that there was this massive attack of witches put onto us after, you know, when we did the tour. But I think they came through people, and it's been like the whole thing's like a war of attrition. But what's become really clear in this increasingly bizarre time and world that we're living in is that people, you know, I said this right at the beginning of my channel. I said you've got to choose a side, and if you're and what we're seeing is that the people who've chosen to work for Satan are just standing up and showing themselves, and it's becoming extreme. You know, the thing I did with the Church of England, you know, what they're doing there is completely against everything good in the world. And the same with, like you said, Sam Smith, and then you've got the Biden bot breaking down in front of everybody. I mean, what's your vibe on it all? Do you think it's all a show, or
100%, yeah, it is, yeah, 100%. I mean, it like anything. If you want to look, you know, I mean, you don't even have to look now. They're making it so obvious, you know. With, as you say, the whole Biden bot is just it's just comical. If anything, it really is comical. And I try and sort of keep myself on the level where, even though from day-to-day stuff and things I listen, things I research and stuff, I try and keep myself sort of balanced with it, because you can take so much in from all different sources, and it can interfere with your energy, like an information overload, so to speak. So it's all about sort of, you know, pinching little bits here and then, think, oh, I don't know much about that, so I'm going to go and look at that, and so on and so on. But I mean, something I was just about to get on to, Mark, is that we were talking about entities and stuff like that. When I had this session, what I found was very interesting. I was under sort of hypnosis for about 4 hours. I had the whole lot recorded. And what was interesting is that I'd made a commitment, a deal with the artificial intelligence 200,000 years ago. I'd made some sort of deal. And my higher self revealed to me that the deal that I'd made with the artificial intelligence was something to do with that I lacked in myself. And it said, don't worry, we'll give you that, and you can have this, this, and this, and this, and you can have this life. Now, what interesting was, is that aspect was still in me, and it wasn't until I had this session that I realized that I was thinking that was all this, there was demons and this, that, now, but it necessarily wasn't demons per se. There were like, there were artificial intelligent programs that were put into me to restrict me. But what I'd also found that once I'd actually, a gentleman working on me at the time, it was really interesting, because he said to the artificial intelligence, and I'll tell you what it looked like, Mark, no one ever lied, the guy, the Wachowski brothers that created the Matrix, with the machines, with the red eye on there, 100%, that's what it was. That is no word of a lie. That it's in this session, I said, I'll look in the mirror and see what gets revealed. And this thing just appeared over my shoulder like that, and looking, and I was like, shit, there's something big here, you know. And then this gentleman was trying to remove it, and my higher self was laughing, going, no, you won't remove it. And he said, well, and he asked my higher self, well, why can't you remove it? Why can't we remove it and this, that, and the other, and contain it? And he said, because Leeowen had made an agreement with it. So I was like, oh, right, okay, let's cancel all agreements. That's done, that's dusted, contain it, neutralize, gone. And then the shift, you know, oh my God, the shift of that alone. Just me talking about it now makes my heart and my energy go wild, just because, you know, and the thing is, I won't be the only one, Mark. There'd be the likes of yourself.
Oh.
The likes of
Sorry about this, guys.
You know, grass.
Come on, Leeowen. Come on. You can do it. You just went all funny then. I missed all that.
Yeah,
hello?
Am I back? Hello. I can hear you. I can see you. Yep. So yeah,
we lost all of that. The last minute we couldn't hear anything.
Lost minute. Okay. So basically, in a nutshell, what happened is that I'd made an agreement with the artificial intelligence 200,000 years ago, and I even asked my higher self again. I said, "Is that correct?" And they said, "Yes, Leeowen, that's correct." You know, and I'm thinking, okay, so
just get the rods. Keep talking.
Yep. Anyway, right. Just let me dog out. Go on. There you go. Right, just let me dog out. Yeah, as I say, it was my higher self turned around and said 200,000 years ago, you know, that's when I made an agreement.
The rods say yes, that's true.
Yeah, and honestly, Mark, it's scary. It really is, because at the time I was sort of witnessing all this and experiencing all this, and I could see myself. I was looking in like a river or something like, and I was looking at the reflection of myself. And obviously, it wasn't the person I see now, but the person I see was very disfigured, and I'd asked to be, you know, looking normal to exchange for this, whatever I needed to do, you know, for the dark AI or whatever you want to call it. But the interesting thing is, I've probably said on the other videos, it was probably, I would say, yeah, it was probably early 30s, maybe late 20s, when I had that darkness approach me, like you have, as I had said. It said, Leeowen, we will give you everything. Come and work for the dark. And I didn't quite understand. I said, no, I'm not all about that. I'm about Christ energy. I'm about love. That's what I'm about. I'm about helping, healing people, doing what I can do for my part of, you know, the journey sort of thing. And it kept pestering me. And I just said, look, I've had enough of this, you know. And I literally then called in Christ energy, said, Christ energy, please just expel and get rid of this. And it did. But what it also revealed to me is that once upon a time on my history line, I did work for that, and I did probably do dark things for this energy, this source, you know, which wasn't the source of God, source light. So yeah, it's as I say, it's very interesting, and we've got a very checkered past, because it done its best to get inside, you know, many of us that would be the light bearers of today, you know, in the positive sense, light bearers. But yeah, very, very crazy. I mean, I've got many stories like this, and I've seen. I mean, I don't know if I told you a story about I was helping this lady. She had something attached to her, and I called upon my higher source energy, you know, help, the spirit team. And this being, there was 12 feet tall. That was way above me. I'm 6 foot. That was way above me. And it sort of looked down at me and said, Leeowen, is there anything I could do? And I was like, yeah, can you just go in that lady's heart and just get rid of that thing in there, because it's not good. And it came back, ching, literally sorted it out, come back and said, Leeowen, is there anything else that you want me to do? And I just said, hang on a minute, before you go, I said, you don't look like your average angel, you know, stroke, whatever. And it looked at me and it said, Leeowen, even some of the darkest looking entities can evolve, and, you know, you're welcome, you know. So even though it looked weird, it even that kind of being can evolve. So it just proves that anything could be changed from the, you know, the polarity of bad can be changed into good, whether it be energy, spirit, people, whatever. So I do believe that there is, you know, that kind of thing going on as we speak at the moment. There's no two ways about it. I feel the energy that's shifting all the time, and I have to keep asking my higher self, what's going on? I feel an off balance. What's going on? And Leeowen, that's okay. You know, the resonance of the earth is just changing.
I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna take this call. It might be the school.
Yeah, no worries. And that's the thing. Like, what I could illustrate to loads of people and everybody that's on this journey, you know, is the fact that there is, you're all very, very, very special. There's so much special about every single body, and I think that's one of the great messages that I can give to anybody and everyone, is the fact that, you know, I wouldn't ever believe if anybody says that you can't.
Leeowen,
you go there and you do, you know. So
Leeowen,
yes,
I have to go and fetch my son from school.
Okay, no worries. That's fine, Mark. That's fine. No worries.
Now, I could leave you on here talking to everybody for the next 10 minutes, because it's going to take me about 10 minutes, or we could end the show. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, that's fine. That'd be great, Mark. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Leeowen Barnes show. I'll see you in a bit.
Excellent. Hi, guys. Yeah, no, it's really nice of Mark to sort of put me forward here. But no, I think one of the greatest thing I can illustrate to all, you know, Mark's listeners and people out there is to know that me speaking these words now is to just encourage and to know that, you know, all words are energy, and they will vibrate through you. They will pick you up, and that will help you. As that, I'm all about, you know, as I say, like we all are, not just me, just everybody here, just all about, you know, helping each other. And that is about that, you know, even the little parts, even when people are not as awake and as aware as yourselves, is just to look at just a random person on the street, and the little random acts of kindness it goes all the way. It really, really does. But like, if you want, I can talk a little bit more on about like entities and stuff like that. And what I find is with people, when people come to me and approach to me and say, oh, well, I've got, you know, I think I've got this attached to me and this, that, and the other. It's not necessarily always like a negative entity attachment. You can find that a lot of time we've got what's called like a negative thought form manifestation, which can manifest in you, and you know, it can be really, as I say, it can come across really kind of very forceful and controlling. But it's like, now, I mean, I can help people identify these things and stuff like that, and give you ways and means to identify these things. One of the great easiest things that I could suggest to people is if you look at and know about kinesiology, or look at kinesiology, and you can energy test yourself for certain things. If you haven't got Mark's magic rods, as I call them, then you can, you know, you can energy test yourself and get yourself calibrated. Normally with a glass of water, rub the back of your kidneys. It basically fools your body into thinking that you're hydrated, so that you can then energy test yourself. It's a really good method, and you can ask yourself all kinds of lovely, weird, and wonderful questions, like, you know, how many physical lifetimes have you had here, etc., etc. So yeah, it is pretty interesting. But I mean, as I say, I haven't really been on my YouTube, or I haven't really got out there. So probably just because I've had a lot of busyness in my own sort of physical life, which I'm sure, as you know, we all do and all have. But I'm still in the background there, you know, helping people coming through, and me, you know, helping, whether it be one-to-one, or whether it just be a remote healing session while I'm just sending energy and healing. Now, one thing I would always say is that your thoughts and your feelings can and do, they can affect people. So just be a bit aware of how you you know, how you think about people, you know, because the energy and stuff can go to people, and you can affect people's energy, which is, you know, whether it be the cabal, the Satanists, they all know this, you know, they class it as black magic, and they say there's nothing black about it. It's just the fact that you've got the polarities of good and evil, and you're sending evil instead of good. So, you know, the deep state people, they kind of know this anyway, and they have known it for thousands of years. I mean, it's something that, as I say, in that healing session that I had, it was really remarkable, and I would suggest anybody out there to try and go for an Aurora session. I can get links, and I'll probably give them to Mark. I'm in a chat group with a few Aurora practitioners, and it's very powerful and very good. And pretty much what I do is very similar. It's very, as I say, it's very, I can regress you, send you on a journey with inside yourself. You know, we can heal sort of wounds, whether it be energetic wounds, you know, holes within your energy and your aura, and all those kind of things, and try and sort of help you change the mindset so that you can, you know, have the best possible life possible. That's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, being happy is a state of being, of where you kind of feel balanced, and you kind of, you know, I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm really super happy, and then other times I just sort of put down and I sort of balance out. So these kind of things, you know, we can all do, and there are ways, and as I say, there are plenty of ways and means. Like, as I say, Mark has some very good people on his podcasts and things like that. But just one moment, my dog is being. I'm sure Mark will probably have to edit that out, but as I say, it's great. As I say, it's great, guys, to be able to jump on there with Mark. And as I say, it's been ages. I mean, I do have a little small group of people that I talk to generally, but I think a lot of the time, as you know, life, you know, life is for living. So you get out there, you do things, you know, you keep yourself busy, you keep yourself motivated, you know, all those kind of things. I mean, even though that we're, you know, energetically and spiritually in this domain, you still got this kind of, you know, physical life that you know, that you have to sort of keep that balanced, as well as, you know, keep the energy and the spirit balanced as well. And that's what the main thing, I think, a lot of it, what a good message that I could ever give to people is the fact that just about, you know, trying to keep yourself balanced. And if you can't keep yourself balanced, I always say, go to the things that thrill you, go to the things that excite you. And I'm talking about, you know, natural things. I'm talking about things that, activities that you can do to really, as I say, bring your energy, bring your spirit up. Even listen to some really good music, that kind of thing, that can really, really help. That can change your whole mood, in a positive way, and cast you back to a time where, you were just, carefree and full of joy and happiness. Or it can work against you if you listen to something that reminds you of a past bad event or whatever. So it's all about, again, it's about perspective. Everything's about perspective. But as I say, I've listened to quite a few bits and pieces of Mark's videos and channels and things, and it has become, it is addictive, because, as I say, it's great having loads of different people out there with, super information, and that coming on Mark's show, and that's good, because that's what it's all about. It's all about spreading that energy, spreading that love, spreading it all around, to help, give us those moments when we do feel down. But we pick ourselves up by having these great people on, for example, Mark's show, that it just massively helps your mental health and everything. So, Mark, are you back?
I'm back.
Yeah.
That was quite surreal. I had you on in the car.
Oh, did you really? Oh, bless you. Yeah. So it's as I say, it's. Have you got to go now, Mark? Have you got to rip off now?
No, I've got 15 minutes. So
you got 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I as I say, no doubt there'll be a lot of editing going on, but
editing.
But as I say,
this is live.
This is live. Yeah. But I think one thing I will say, it's quite interesting. I regressed my wife a few months ago, and I asked about when all this nonsense is going to be over. And the really interesting thing that my wife doesn't know anything about anything really, in the sense of what we talk about. But what was quite interesting, because I was obviously speaking to Source through her, and Source, I turned around and asked the question. I said, "Well, 2023, will it be done, sorted?" And she said no, and she said 2024, and she said no, and she said it will be all done and dusted by 2025. Everything all done and dusted. And I went, oh, that's quite interesting. So, not to, again, I don't want to put timelines, times, numbers, and this, that, and the other, but it was just an interesting thing that was said through, my wife and Source, so to speak. So yeah,
right. I'll get the rods on that.
Yeah.
Will all this be done and dusted by 2024? No. That's a no. Reset. Will it be done and dusted by 2025? Confirmation.
There you go. Brilliant, Mark.
I mean,
so I've told a few couple of bits there.
We're in. I thought it will all be over by Christmas 2020 originally, but it was a bit.
I think it has to unravel, doesn't it? It still has to unravel, Mark. It's unraveling as we speak.
I know. Yeah. I realized 2 years ago we were in for the long haul, and and then I realized, and when I first met you that year, I sat down at that Christmas going, why am I doing this show? And because everybody was chasing Intel, and I was like, I don't think that's my job. No. That's why I focused on healing, and spiritual stuff, and the extraterrestrial stuff, and everything else, because it's all connected to this. This whole thing about sovereignty, money, everything. It's too interesting. And and if I had the energy, I'd be doing 5 shows a day. I've got 1 foot in 3D, so I've got to keep.
Exactly, and that's why I said that we've all got that foot in 3D, and that's part of the parcel. But at the same time, as I've probably said on previous videos, it will come a time, where we won't need to eat. You won't need to do these things. Our bodies are going to be very, very different. They will, you will be able to. It's just the abilities that are going to be on the table for every one of us is going to be amazing. And you won't need things like mobile phones and things, because we'll just be able to connect just by an instant thought, and that will just, the energy and everything will just be able to flow between people. And it's almost, the higher consciousness itself will be all in connect to that, and everything that we need to know will already be at our disposal, and not at the end of your hand for a phone. You won't need it.
Well, it's already happening, and that's why talk about the thing that happened in the Stone Circle for me nearly 2 weeks ago now. That film's nearly ready, guys. It's going to be going up soon. Kieran's just messaged me saying he's uploaded an unlisted edited version of it, and I really think you should. I don't know I'm excited to see it, because I don't know if the camera captured what we saw, but it was extraordinary, and there were 5 of us watching it. You know, and it's when I saw a dragon made of light fly right over here, and I had a witness then.
Well, I have some interesting information. You talk about dragon and dragons of light, and that's something that got mentioned in the Aurora sessions, that there are like the keepers of energy, and certain places and stuff have the dragon energy, and there's no coincidence that people look in the clouds and the clouds look like dragons and things like that. You know, it is so connected, and that's something that, as I say, I've seen quite a bit of information on it, and it's remarkable. And as I say, and not only that, you've how many different clouds do you want to see that look like crafts, and then things like that? They're around all the time, and we just think, oh yeah, it's just a cloud. No, not at all, not at all. They're all here monitoring everyone that's going, you know, to the higher haven, so to speak, are being looked at, being monitored. We're being helped, we're being supported on more ways than anyone can imagine. Let alone the waking time is a mere fraction. The subconscious and the dream time, we are workers. We are working. That's what we are doing when we're sleeping. You're not just Mark. I don't question that you're going up on shifts continuously on probably a nightly basis with your team, doing things continuously. And I'm sure if you've got the rods out now and check that would be in there, because I feel, and I just got resonated of truth with that when I just said
I'm getting it through my body. Is that your dog?
Yes, it is. Yes, yeah, I have a little dachshund. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Dexter the dachshund. Yeah, he's a standard white-haired dachshund. Bless him.
Do I go up on the ships at night? Oh, big yes.
There you go. And I know it, Mark, because
I know that anyway, but
yeah, that's why they're connected. That's why they come to you easily. They're like, oh, look at him. He's actually consciously now. We'll blink and say hello to him. We'll move about and put a show on for him.
But they do. But I was speaking to Tom yesterday, and you know, I did a show with Michael Jaco a couple of years ago, and he said that he remembered me from the SSP, and I was like, whoa. I don't remember that. I can't go around saying that. So I've not said that because I have no memory of it. But the connection is 100% real, and it's really funny because I think a big part of my job in the last couple of years has been to propagate the idea that we should all be looking into who we really are. You know, remembering who we really are. Like you said, you've been around for 200,000 years ago. You made a deal with the AI, and you know, I did a car ship record reading the other day where I got told I was 1.7 million years I've been at it. You know, but that's okay, and that that resonates with me because as a little boy, I knew I'd been here before, and I knew I'd been around for a long time, and I was precocious. I used to lecture my parents on household finances when I was about 5 years old. You know, because my mum used to hide from the debt collectors, make me run upstairs and hide if there was a knock at the door, coming to collect the insurance or the TV license or whatever.
Oh gosh, yeah. Or
the catalogue money back in the 70s. But yeah, it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. Have you been doing much? What kind of healing work have you been doing recently?
Yeah, I'm still doing a bit of me healing work, but to be honest, I mean, I'm still at it, you know, but I haven't really, like anything, I suppose, I haven't really pushed it massively. I've had a lot going on in my personal life. I've had a few bereavements and stuff like that. So it's been, you know, as I say, it's been a bit difficult on the physical sense. But,
well, are you still taking people on?
Yeah, still taking clients. Yeah, still taking clients.
How do they get hold of you?
I have the Facebook page, Source Healing by LBB, or you can drop me an email at Leeowen Barnes 1980 @gmail.com, which if you could leave a link, that'd be great. That's not a problem.
Well, I'll just put it up on the screen. Leeowen,
all one word.
Barnes 1980.
Yeah, 1980 @gmail.com. I mean, I do a wide range of things. I mean, my energy here. The first thing I start with is with a chakra clearance straight away. The moment that starts the session anyway. And
How long does that take?
What, just for the chakra clearing?
Mm.
No, that's done in like 2 minutes. That's
Right,
literally done.
we've got 6 minutes left, 5 minutes left of this show. Do you want to do it on me?
Yeah, no worries. If you just close your eyes for me and relax. What I'd like you to do, Mark, is just imagine in your mind's eye right now that my dog is not actually making stupid noises. Right. So yeah, in your mind's eye now, I'd like you to just imagine a beautiful ball of energy, a beautiful ball of energy within your minds. You can effortlessly and easily see it in your minds now. What colour do you manifest this ball of energy to be, Mark?
Purple.
Purple. Okay. So what we're going to do, Mark, we're going to take that beautiful ball of energy, that purple ball, and we're going to place it at the bottom of your feet. And as we place it at the bottom of your feet, we're going to slowly move that through your body. But as we move that through your body, that's going to clear, balance, and realign each chakra that we come across. So we're now moving that up through your knees, and it's now going to go right into your pelvis. And as it goes into your pelvis, it's going to unlock, unblock, and pull any negative or harmful energies that do not serve you in the highest and best way any longer. And you're going to just see them go into the energy ball just to dissipate and neutralize. And then the energy ball now is going to move up again into your solar plexus. And that's going to, again, unlock, unblock, pull any negative, harmful energies away from your body into the energy ball to be resolved and dissolved. And then also, with each energy chakra that we touch, we're going to be blessed with the most highest unconditional source energy that there is known to be in the multiverse of verses. And that's going to be touching each one of your chakras. So we're now going to move that chakra energy right up through, right into your chest now. It's going to unlock, unblock, pull any negative, harmful energies away from your chest. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically. It's going to be pulled out of your chest into the energy ball to be resolved and dissolved. And the energy is going to come back into your chest with absolute balance and tranquility. And the energy is now going to move up to your throat. And it's going to unlock, unblock, and pull any disharmonious energies that have restricted your way of thinking, expressing, and that's going to be pulled out of your throat into the energy ball to be resolved and dissolved. And then that energy ball now is going to bless your throat, and your throat in the most open, most beautiful energy, tranquil, balanced, beautiful energy in your throat, and that's just going to fully activate that now. And that's going to move up. We're now moving up into your mind now. And as we go over to the mind, we're in the third eye now. We're going to unlock, unblock, and pull any energies that do not serve you in the highest and best way. And I can just see it untangling it around your eye. It's just untangling it now and into the energy ball to be resolved and dissolved. And you just feel it pulling. It's like strings. I can see strings being pulled off your third eye into the energy ball to resolve and dissolve. And now I can see your energy. I can see your third eye looking around. I can see it looking around now. So it's just it's cleared there. So we're now going to move that up into the crown chakra now. Now the crown, your crown is very open. It's very open, and it makes sense because you're connecting to the universe and source and other higher beings, which you're in constant contact with anyway. Do it need to be balanced? No, I'm not getting that. That's fine. Your crown is fine. Your crown is open. That's fine. You're very, very connected. So that's good. So, and then once we do that, what we're going to do now, we're just going to circle right round your energy, right round you now. And we're just going to keep circling that energy until it gets higher and charged up, more charged up, more charged up, more stronger and stronger and stronger and powerful, more powerful, more powerful. And now we're going to really vibrate your energy to a very high place. And when I mean high place, I mean the most highest dimensional frequency possible for what your being can handle in the highest and best way for you now, Mark. And you're going to feel that lift. You're going to feel that lift. Anything negative, dark is just going to absolutely just leak out of you now and go. And the light's just going to completely fill your whole entire body, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically now. There you go. There you go. There you feel it. Hang on, I'm asking if it's complete. Yeah, I'm just giving. Hang on, just a bit more time. Okay, just a bit more time. 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. There we go. And that's balanced. It's like you've just seen your universe go out and then back in.
Oh, that's a nice thing to do of a lunchtime. Oh, we're out of time. Sorry about that.
No
I've got an appointment. That was perfect. Brilliant. Great to see you, mate. And
very good to see you. As I say, it's been a pleasure, mate. As I say, we need to maybe, I don't know, maybe once a bit more of a shorter time, and we'll catch up again. If there's anything that you want to have a chat about, that'd be great.
Will do. Cheers, mate. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
See you later, guys. I'm on live this afternoon later. Bye.
You too. Okay, mate. Take care. Bye.